two quick things we were just talking about before we went on air. What a project that I got to applaud Dave Aiken in here today.
Yeah, there were a few people involved in that.
Well, yeah, that's true. There's a new piece of equipment in here today. You know, we play music from time to time going into and out of commercial breaks. You hear something like this right here, you know. Yeah. You hear this. And that comes from a piece of machinery. It's called an instant replay machine. I'll just give you a little quick tutorial about it.
BTS, behind the scenes.
Yeah, I like it. I like the machine. I think it's
you've come to, you're accustomed to it. That's what you know.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not the newest technology.
No, it's not like a touch screen or anything.
No, which it should be.
But it's a battleship though. I mean, it lasts. You know.
Yeah, it is a bit of a war horse.
Now, what happened was in I want to say September, October of last year, the buttons started to really stick on it. You know. So here's the process you go through, which is, I think, probably in any business, this is how it happens. At first, I'm like, it's sticking, it's not working. So I mention it a couple of times to whoever, you know, the buttons aren't really working on this thing. And they say, well, we'll take a look at it. And then they don't. You know, that's how that goes. Mm-hmm. So then I go to our engineer, Drew, in, I want to say, early November, and said, that instant replay machine, that's really not working anymore. We've really got to replace that. And he says, oh, okay, we'll get that done. And I said, how? I said, can I have it by the first of the year? And he goes, you can have it by the end of the week. And I thought, that's not going to happen. It's like a Tuesday. No. He goes, you can have it by Friday.
That just feels like a lie.
I just looked at him and like, that's pretty.
Yeah. Maybe he meant that it would be delivered by Friday. But there's more to it.
It was really aggressive. We have all this music in there that has has to be put into the system.
There's 500 pieces of audio in there.
Oh, yeah. It's incredible. And so I said, wow. I said, well, no rush, but yeah, that'd be great. You know, this was November. And in my head, I thought, first of the year, probably. And then all the different things happen. And then we realized that someone has to equip this machine with all the music and sound effects and all that stuff. And that fell to Dave Aiken. And just today, here 4 months after I said that, to Drew for the first time. There it is in all its glory. I love it.
Thank you. It's quite a feet. That several people worked on this.
Right off the showroom floor.
It's our young Holly and
Holly and Drew and you.
Yeah.
And I just said to Dave, this will be the last machine I ever use in here. And right. Dave said, oh, God, yeah. The next guy will be using that for a while.
Yeah. It's true.
He'll be mad about it, though. He'll be like, why didn't they never get a touch screen?
Who's the chode that put this thing together?
Felder. He'll use it.
Yeah, Felder will come in here, and his fingers will be all over this thing.
That's right.
Well, it's marvelous, David. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. I hope it doesn't screw up on you. It shouldn't.
When I get new stuff, maybe y'all are like when I get new shoes, I don't even like to wear them because
they're nice and clean.
You don't want to mess them up, you know, and you don't. And then you got to get into them for a while. Well, you're a shoes man.
Yeah, I'm the same exact way. I can't just wear them straight up. I try them on in the store, then I don't wear them for a few months, and then I'm like, I got to start wearing these things.
I mean, you do buy. Like I have sweatshirts. It's too nice to wear that sweatshirt. You know, it's too nice. I don't want to mess it up. But you buy it to wear it. Yeah. You buy it to use it, of course.
Yeah. You got a whole new kitchen coming, Kelly.
Yeah, I'm not going to use it.
Nice and clean. You're going to keep eating out?
Going to eat out.
Had the insurance adjuster over yesterday, and he was a lot like the library cop from Seinfeld. He's like, you don't need this, do you? You don't need that. You know, it's going to be a fight still, but we're plugging along at it now. He's putting the numbers into the system, and then he'll let me know how much of the new kitchen he'll pay for.
Right.
There's a thing.
What went here? A fridge.
Do you need it? It's winter. You could put your cold food out on the carport until fall.
Icebox in my day didn't need something like that. You need a whole fancy refrigerator.
And you got coolers?
Yeah, right. You know, all of those types of things. But he was a good guy, and we'll see how it works. Now, I'll tell you what they do in insurance is they figure in something called depreciation.
Another made-up word.
You know, so it's like
with deductibles and policies and all those other words that you don't know what they mean.
Like, you know, the kitchen island is 20 years old, and it depreciates. Our system has it depreciated at 1 to 1.5% per year. So
what?
Yeah, so we'll pay you 25% less than what it's worth.
How does an island depreciate?
That was new to me, and I was like, okay, so you'll pay me less.
Something that has moving parts, a car, a
refrigerator, something like that.
But a block,
right. A block of wood depreciates over the 1% to 1.5% per year, so you get less for it than you think. Not like it's brand new.
Yeah,
so
but the new ones haven't depreciated in price.
Right. And I said, we never would have bought a new island if it weren't for this and this product that you insured caused it.
You set him straight? Show him who's boss?
Well, my wife did.
I'll bet she did.
Yeah, I'm going to small talk him.
I said,
how about Tom Brady, huh? You really think it's for real this time?
I said, let's play good cop, bad cop.
I don't know, honey. I kind of agree with the guy. I think, he's right. He knows his business.
Yeah, you let him have it. I'll handle it.
I'm always good cop. I'm always that.
I can't believe we're not going to go in
She's always bad cop. That's just the roles we were born to play, I guess. And then I noticed as we came in today that BB Shea this is the first time I've ever seen this. You're drinking a can of liquid death.
Oh yeah, it's the only water I drink.
It's water.
It is water. It's in a can. It looks like a Miller Lite or something.
It does. It does. And it's incredibly expensive, right?
Yeah, it's like $15 a case.
Right.
Yeah.
So that can costs you over $1.
Probably.
Just for a can of, and does it taste better than the water I drink over
You
here?
wouldn't even believe. It's like a completely different experience.
It is delicious.
I'll waterfall some in your mouth in a little bit. We'll try that out.
That's a viral video.
Well, you have to waterfall it.
Make sure the camera's on for that.
You have to waterfall
germs and stuff.
Yeah, we can't be
Slow it
sharing.
down.
No, we got one out with COVID already. We can't be sharing water.
There's something about the water that it's of course it's in a can.
Yeah.
It's colder when you crack it because it's been in the refrigerator. It's always better than plastic.
Yes.
But the water is, at least the original flavor is it has it's like a heavier water.
Really?
And it quenches so much better. And maybe most of it's in my head.
You're serious about it, though? You think it does?
No, I really do.
You do?
You know that about Dave. He loves canned water.
I love
Well, I know that. And I understand environmentally it's better than plastic, of course. But really it gives you more of a quenching
I find
of your thing.
it's a much better water.
I'll bring you
now
one
it is from
tomorrow.
Europe.
Oh, I'd love to
I'll
have
bring you one tomorrow. You can try it.
So they're imported from Europe.
You got that right, baby.
Yeah.
This is European water that's been shipped over in a can.
Norway?
I think Switzerland, actually.
Switzerland.
And it's incredibly expensive, but worth it. And you'll bring me a can tomorrow.
I got you, yeah.
Well, thank you.
I have it delivered to my house every 2 weeks.
You have canned water delivered to your house every 2 weeks.
Got a subscription to it.
Wow.
Look at him, Kelly.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's
look at me.
here.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Why wouldn't you have it delivered with that?
Do you think that's the best use of your money?
Absolutely not.
I
Absolutely not.
But you like it that much.
It's good, yeah.
And are there flavors of water?
So there are. They have the mountain water, which is like a still, and they have sparkling as well. And then they have different flavors of the sparkling, but I just get the normal water.
Yeah.
Well, I hear it really has taken off. Liquid Death.
It's good,
I
man.
think the name of it was smart on their part.
They have some of the best marketing you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
They really do. I mean, the whole thing is, being in the club.
So good.
They have T-shirts, hats. I mean, it's unbelievable marketing.
Who would have thought? Water. First bottled, now canned water. I just read something that 99.8% of the country has perfectly fine drinking water, and if you're buying bottled water, you're really wasting your money.
I agree.
But yet we all do it. I mean,
I don't at home. I drink out of the tap.
I do too.
I put ice in a glass and I fill it up from the tap. But I do love this stuff, and I will drink it.
When I had a sink,
Yes.
I was always like over at the sink getting water.
Remember those days?
Oh, I miss those days. I miss those days for sure. But I am interested in trying that can of water to see.
But the
what
marketing is good. I mean, if all your friends are out drinking and you come out with a can of that because you don't feel like drinking,
yes,
that's a lot neater to sit there and drink that instead of a little.
It looks like
glass of water.
it does look like
Yes.
a beer. It
It
looks
does,
like
yeah.
a European beer or a energy drink.
You wouldn't believe the looks I get driving down the street.
Yeah.
Just like,
Kicking
what
it
does
back.
that dude drink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you do.
And the ladies love it.
I'm sure they do. We just talked about Chris Demm out again today with COVID.
It's a
Gave us
lesson.
a small glimpse of hope yesterday.
He did. He said,
Said at first he was feeling a little better.
and he said the cough was decreasing, and he was going to test last night, and he could have come back in the studio today had he tested negative because he would have had no symptoms. But like 2 hours later, Fever's back, cough is back. Forget it. I'm done.
Yeah.
That sounds like old COVID, where it gives you a little glimpse of hope and then it just comes back at you
with
hard.
vengeance. Yeah, I was reading about long COVID today. Interesting study. And by the way, like Two Wheel Hardo, he's so anti-vax. You know, a lot of people are. Somebody gets COVID, or you know, Lisa Marie Presley drops dead, and they're like, oh yeah, of course,
There it is.
she's vaccinated. But Two Wheel Hardo yesterday was saying, yeah, I'm sure going to follow your advice. You all are boosted and vaxxed and double vaxxed, and every one of you get COVID. You know, that's the way people think about that. It's like Chris Demm's up to date and all this. I'm up to date. I had COVID. Dave got COVID. He's like, I just go right along, and if I get it, I power through it, and that's it. A lot of people, I think that way. Still, you know, it's still
well, you
that
hope
way.
so. You hope you don't have to, and it's not just, you know, life or death, but you don't want the inconvenience of just having to go to the hospital.
Oh, no, you don't want that.
I mean, and you're like, well, I didn't get, well, you don't want to go spend 2 weeks in the hospital.
But when I recently talked with a guy who's not, he doesn't want to be vaccinated, and very, you know, I really respect him, good guy, nice guy. And he said, well, I wouldn't have thought, a year ago, I didn't think that was fine. I thought that was wrong. I thought if you didn't get vaccinated, you were wrong to not get vaccinated. I didn't, you can't force it on somebody, but I disagree with him. And he said, you know, he said, well, and he said to me, he's like, you've had it twice, you know, you've been vaccinated every time. And I said, yes, what you just said. I said, yeah, but the cases are milder and I don't go to the hospital. And he goes, boy, you really read right out of the handbook, didn't you?
No, you can't win.
No, you cannot. You can't win those battles. So they did a study today on long COVID and came up with 7 things that come from long COVID. If you really have it, these are common to people who have long COVID. And they are fatigue, which is absolutely, you'd think if you have it, what they call long COVID, the effects after COVID, you're still tired. Chest pain, joint pain, shortness of breath, heart palpitations. And these 2 are just cruel. Hair loss.
Hold on now.
I have heard that. I had friends who've had it who started losing his hair.
Don't need help in that department.
Hair loss. I know. If you get long COVID, you lose more hair. And weight gain, leading to obesity. So Chris Demm could come in here with long COVID, lose his hair, and gain weight. I don't know.
Finally.
That's what we've all been praying for.
Wouldn't that be something he probably put some weight on, and he'd be like the rest of us, you know, fighting that battle, fighting those problems.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I thought when I had it, I didn't lose my appetite that much.
No, me neither.
Maybe for a day when you're kind of fevery, but once the fever's gone, I wasn't ready to eat.
I never lost I don't think I ever lost appetite. Of course, for me, it was just a cold. I mean, that's all it ever really was for me. But no, I never, you're right. I was ready to eat. I'm always ready to eat now.
I don't know if that plays into it or not. Yeah, but you don't.
I know you're always ready. Listen, I'm so close to breaking right now. When I started my Mediterranean diet, Chris Demm said one thing to me, so supportive. He said, when do you think you'll crack? And
when you get COVID. Here we are. Who would have known?
I'll tell you, and I thought it would get easier as time went on. I'm in an 8-week competition at the gym to try to win $1,000 by losing the most % of body fat. So I went on the Mediterranean diet, and I'm working out, you know, all the time. And, you know, I've had some success with it. I've not stepped back on the scale, but I feel better and lighter. But now I'm 3 weeks in, and last night I was ready to cry. I was having a bone broth bowl.
Yeah, delicious.
That doesn't even
What is in that?
Bone
broth.
Bone and water.
And
it's an easy recipe.
That sounds horrible.
Do you want me to write it down for you?
We'll have it on our website
later. Heat, water, insert bone.
I was having a bowl of bone broth with a few vegetables cut up in it, and I thought to myself, and my kids were eating chicken and pickle sandwiches and fries, and my wife was having
That's 1920s prison food.
They were having cookies and cream milkshakes.
Oh man.
And I just looked around at them. I was like, how are you all doing? I went out to pick all that stuff up. I went out.
Yeah, you're strong to do that.
Yeah.
That's hard. And I didn't even have a fry. Usually I, grab sneak a fry out of a Chick-fil-A bag.
Why not?
You don't think you could have one bad meal and then just go back to it? Just have like one,
Well, I'll tell you what happened. On the first day when I weighed in, I had to go in and take the I had to put my thumb up my butt and my other thumb in my mouth. And
the $35 scale,
Yes, all that. But they did. I mean, I went into the gym. They took the calipers they put on me and said, here's your fat content. content and all that.
Privately, I hope. They don't do it in the middle of the room, do they? In front of everybody.
They shine a spotlight on you.
Music
21% body fat.
goes up on a big digital clock. 21.
Yeah, they post it for 24 hours. They put it on their social media, all that. Anyway, we did it, and I said to the woman who was taking all my calculations, she's like in charge. And I said, if I wanted to drop 5% body fat in these 2 months, and she goes, well, you really have to be absolutely perfect to do that. I mean, you just have to, your diet. And right at that moment, I said, I'm going to be perfect.
And it's another challenge for you.
Okay.
I just said right there, I'm going to be perfect. And I'm the type person that if I eat a bad meal, it's hard for me to then get back on track, you know. Now, once this thing's over, I'll go right back.
Watch out.
I'll be lovable me again.
Yeah, well.
But right now,
I'm waiting.
I am not. I am not lovable.
What's the date? Let me
right.
put it in my calendar. March. What is it?
12th.
March 12th.
March 12th is the day. In fact, my weigh-in, I believe, is the 9th.
Yeah.
And then you have the weekend through the 12th.
Yeah, is that the first day of Lent?
Yeah.
How does that work?